Oh, wow. I didn't
fall
see that.
backwards.
And that was...
I also didn't see that. That would be horrible.
Okay.
And I would be the person to end up in that.
We would delete the footage. It never happened.
You don't have to. There's a lot of that kind of footage on the internet already.
Have you falling?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Was there a lot of bloopers on
falling?
the set of Shadowhunters?
So many. Most of me tripping on things.
Really? Did they
Yeah.
release them? Or did they keep them under lock and key?
No, they released them.
Yeah,
I love that.
They released like the PG versions of, you know what I mean? Like not the ones where I broke my ankle in season 1 and I was like, fuck, motherfucker. Like, you know, and they can't put that on that, you can't release any of those. So like but we released probably like a third of the bloopers.
Yes.
Which are, you know.
You have some for yourself that
Yes.
you can keep and send to each other, but some for the
Yes.
fans too.
I was like, I joined so late. I felt like the new kid at school, so I was like, I'm not going to be funny or make any accidents.
But he can't do that anyway, so it's really not a huge.
Did you get and be like, feel the vibes and be like, oh yeah, I can mess around a little bit?
You knew people. You knew people ahead of time.
No, I did, but I didn't want to be like that guy. Like, if I had gone to season 4, yes, I would have been that guy.
You knew people, but you weren't in the scenes where we ended up messing around.
No.
Like, most of the time it was you and I, and it was very emotional.
Yeah,
or
it was a lot of death and destruction with your stuff.
But the scenes where we had a lot of bloopers were the ones where either Dom and Alberto or Matt and Alberto and myself were all together in a space, because there's a thing that I don't know what it was when you made eye contact with either of them. At certain times, you would just make each other laugh.
Yeah, it would go. I mean, we were very lucky on this show that, especially Alberto and I, got a lot of freedom to sort of improvise around our stuff. And there were times where it went too far, and they were like, "That's quite enough of that from you." But they would like Alberto and I had a scene actually that was when we got there on the day. They were like, "You can kind of just ignore what we've written, and you guys just do what you want to do," which is great hypothetically, but also very difficult because Alberto's hysterical, and so am I.
Sometimes.
Okay. Well, okay. But it then becomes very tough because I don't know what is coming and I'm not prepped for any of that stuff. So that when he says something genuinely funny, I'm like, shit, yep, it's gonna get me.
You have to school yourself.
Yeah.
Or it's the end of a long day when we're all a little bit loopy and something just hits as funny, and then as soon as, like, I can tell when Dom thinks something's funny because he gets, he's this like, little twinkle in his eye.
Yep.
I know he's about to go. And then Matt will see it and start laughing. I'll crack. Alberto goes, and then we're all just.
The worst blooper didn't make it into the bloopers that we released, and we talk about this a lot. Oh my god, it's my favorite thing. It's the goat. It's my favorite thing that's ever happened. So for you, I'll catch you up with some of the lore. That we have warlocks in the show, and warlocks have a mark, like a identifying mark, and it's different per warlock.
It's usually like an animal trait, like gills or horns or goat feet.
Yeah, and we had this warlock baby that was born on the show.
Congrats.
And thank you.
Thank you. Not any of ours.
And it had goat feet. That was its mark for the show. This scene never made it into the show, and you'll understand why in a second.
Yeah.
So we had a newborn, like 5-week-old baby brought onto set, and they put it in the bundle and put these sort of goat feet like attached to the
fit it in the bottom of the swaddle.
Yeah, into the bottom of the bundle, right? And they made it very clear that you have to be quiet, like, because this is a very new baby. Like, you have to be quiet, right?
Fresh baby.
So the fresh baby comes out, and we're sort of in the middle of the scene, and halfway through the scene, and these goat feet drop out of the bundle.
Yeah.
And I'm sort of keeping it semi together, and I look over, and Matt is in floods of tears, and I went, shit. And then I look over, and Emerald's face is okay, but she's welling up. The only person, there was like 6 of us in that scene, the only person who kept it together was the lady who played the mother of the baby, and she was flawless. And it's so bad that we ruined that scene for her, and it never aired.
And
it never came out.
Alberto and I were standing behind the couch, so we couldn't see what had dropped. We didn't know what the noise was and didn't really clock it.
The baby has been dropped.
Right. Well, no, the baby was fine. It was
baby
just the
was
feet.
fine.
It was
Wanna
fine.
clarify that for all of the cameras that have just popped up. Like, the baby was fine.
Baby slept through it all.
The baby truly slept through
Yeah,
all of it. It was
all
the
of the
most.
chaos.
It was
Oh, we're so
probably the
quiet.
best actor
Yeah.
in that scene. Was
Truly,
the baby.
was the baby and the mother.
And the mother.
But I
mother.
remember looking around the room, Dom's shoulders are just going.
So this-
Matt is
yeah.
literally in floods of tears. Alberto is starting to go. Harry just is turned away and wiping tears off his face. And I'm going, what is going on? And then I see it, and then we all go. But they did release it on YouTube. They released
did?
they released the blooper on YouTube. So if
Okay.
you look up Shadowhunters baby goat feet blooper,
You'll find
it's
it.
there. You might get some other weird things, but it's there. But they literally had to cut the scene from the show. They
was-
did not
yeah, it
get a
was
single
unusable.
useful
Baby's
take.
IMDb page is empty now.
It still got
baby's
the
first
baby got
credit.
credited.
Credited as,
Got
yeah.
credited.
That's true.
Got credited all the same. They never got their 15 seconds that they should have gotten, and that's our fault. And I feel bad. That to this 4-year-old out there now that should have been in our show, I apologize. It's our fault. It's
They were
on
more
us.
professional. It would have been
Yeah.
fine.
Shouldn't have dropped the goat feet, baby.
Yeah.
You realize
Baby dropped the ball.
we're gonna be at a convention someday, and some like 15-year-old kid's gonna
Yeah.
come up and be like, "I was
hey,
the baby."
Or even worse, we're on set one day and someone comes up and goes, "Hey, I was the baby.
And
I was the
and
goat
it's the
baby."
number one on the call
And it's
sheet.
it's the
It's the lead of the movie.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised.
I have seen that happen at a convention where someone at a Q&A was like, hey, I was in this show with you when I was
No
really young.
kidding.
Yeah, and it's always like, oh my God, you're so much older now. And
Well, we
it's
had
like
this-
the person was in like an existential crisis.
We had this with the kids on our show. So there were two specifically. There was Lola, who played the Sealy Queen, and then Jack, who played Max.
Jack, yeah.
Jack played Max. And there was like a break. I guess like mid-season 3 where we didn't really use them that much, and then they all came back for the end of the show. And I'm in the makeup trailer, and this guy behind me goes, "Hey Dom, how's it going?" And I'm like, "Who the fuck?" And I turn around, and he's 6 foot, and I was like, "How are we gonna make this work?" He's in 3 weeks in the show. How are we gonna make this? He's like,
has
voice
been
is
3
broken. He's like a full grown-up.
Shadowhunters grow fast.
I
don't
don't
know.
think he had lines, and he's just sort of in the soft background
Yeah.
I
about.
need you to talk a little higher than you
Yeah,
actually
truly,
would.
yeah.
But it was
The
so
Stranger
wild.
Things special.
Yeah, because when we met this kid, he was literally this tall, and then by the time we were shooting the finale, I'm in 4-inch heels, and he's taller than me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is not. Who are you?
Kids know they have to stop growing when
Have
they
to
don't
stop growing.
understand
Yeah,
it.
have to stop growing.
That's what
Very
they did
rude.
to Judy Garland, right?
Yeah.
Just kept her small forever.
Just kept us small forever.
Well, I mean, obviously the show was based on Cassandra Clare's Mortal Instruments series. Were y'all familiar with the franchise before you got this role?
I'm a huge YA fantasy fan and just fantasy fan in general, so I was familiar with it. I'd never read it. I started reading the first book during the audition process and then ended up reading the rest of the books by the time we finished the first season. Alberto read them faster than I did, and I think you guys read the first book?
See, it's good to just fly by the seat of your pants sometimes.
I have a
It's
reason
really-
for this, but I'll let
yeah.
Kat talk first.
But it's such a subjective thing, and every actor works differently, and every actor has their own process. I really liked it because the books are primarily told from Clary's perspective. So even though we'd aged the books up, and even though we were changing a lot, it gave me little Easter eggs, and it gave me things to inform as I was building the TV version of her. And then Alberto and I got to geek out about when different things happened in the show. We're like, oh my God, it's Meliorn, you know, or things like this. But I respect everyone's process. Like everybody has their own way of doing things, and I think
People
everybody has
don't have
valid
time
reasons.
to read a series, you know?
It's true.
People are
A lot of books.
Oh, some real looks came my way all of a sudden.
Correct.
I truly, my issue is I'm not a very good actor, and if I have 2 versions of stimulus in front of me, like especially my character, who for those who read the books and watched the show, was like he's a Herondale, he's a Lightwood, he's a Morgenstern. I was like, I don't fucking know what's going on. So I needed just the scripts. Like I needed to have one version of stimulus, and that I can focus on. I can understand who this character is and feel his pain and his suffering via this one, rather than having the extra question in my mind of like, did I get this from the book? Like if I got this from the book, then it shouldn't be in my mind yet. I shouldn't have this, and it's hard enough already to, you read a script and you know where you end up at the end of that episode, and something drastic could happen at the end, as it often did in our show. Something drastic could happen at the end of the episode, and we would do scenes where you obviously have to push that out of your mind. That has to be gone,
Someone is
right?
pretending to be someone else.
Right.
Yeah.
No, take it.
Or even,
It's my grandma. Sing happy birthday to me.
Happy birthday.
but I don't know if you remember, there were 2 episodes that we shot out of order. And we shot the Sealy Court episode before we shot the episode prior to the Sealy Court episode. So you, Alberto, and I went through that whole, I think it was a scheduling thing with a director or an actor or something.
Oh, okay.
And so they had to swap the episodes for some, I think it was maybe Lola's schedule with another
It
show
might
she
have
was
been
doing.
Lola's schedule, yeah.
Yeah, and so I think they had to swap it. I know. We're bending around the 12-year-old. It's fine. That's what we do.
Literally.
Literally. She's busier than we are. And happy to do so because she's flipping brilliant. Yeah, she's flipping brilliant. Exactly.
We accidentally cast her in like a pivotal role.
Yeah.
She was so busy, we had to work around.
We had to work
that.
around her schedule. But it was really interesting shooting that because especially with Alberto and I, with Clary and Simon dating at that point, and then doing the Sealy Court, and then going back to, no, we're happy and dating and it's fine. And we're kind of having whiplash a little bit. But so I understand.
Yeah. It's I just, for me, I've done 3 now that were based on books, and it's always it's always sort of safer, I guess, for me to play the version that the writers have written for me. That's the stimulus that I need to go off. So even with Partner Track, I read Partner Track post filming the show, and I was like, wow, this is an entirely different character in a lot of ways. A lot of his motivations are entirely different than what we discussed and what we ended up portraying on scene. Because in the books, like, he's a bad guy. Like, he's a bad human being. And in the show, they wanted that, like, romantic energy between Arden and I. And I remember having this conversation, like, look, if you play him as bad as potentially he could be seen on the page, I as an audience member would tune out. Nobody is this silly that they would fall for this guy who's this terrible, right? So we had to soften him in a lot of ways, and then some of the stuff sort of comes out towards the end and whatever, but we had to get there rather than having it at the beginning. In the books, that's sort of how it is a little more, where he's sort of picks the wrong side much earlier. So for me, and again, as Kat said, like, everyone's process is entirely different and entirely valid. So it's just a different way of approaching things. But for me, I can only focus on the one version of that.
That makes sense. What about you, Luke? Were you familiar with the franchise?
I was. I knew Dom because I felt like I was like on trial.
Yeah, it is a very like can be
yeah.
a little polarizing question. Like, oh, so you hate it?
I was your Connor.
Yeah.
That's not the case
No,
at all.
I was familiar with the series because I've known Dom since I was 22-ish.
Yeah.
23 maybe. And so I watched the show when it came out and was supporting it behind the scenes because of him. And then I also knew you, but I didn't know you that well.
That's true.
I knew Kat. We had met in an audition for another film, and she couldn't do it because of the scheduling conflict with Shadowhunters. But we had met, and then the show had premiered, and so I knew it through there. And then I got the role on the show, and I actually, when I auditioned for it, was a different character. It was like a dummy character. I didn't know until I booked the role that I was playing Jonathan, which I was terrified about.
Really?
Yeah, because I had watched it and I saw Will Tudor, who played Sebastian, do an incredible job. And I was like, no, I'm not. I don't want to go after that. Like, absolutely not. Could we get someone in between as like a buffer?
Someone who's terrible.
Like we
really
get a bad
neutralize
actor,
the palette
please?
for a sec.
Please. And so I did read the first book before we started shooting. That's the only time I had to read it. And I enjoyed that because it gave me a perspective of the world that I hadn't seen through the show. Like, Simon was my favorite character because he's so funny in the book.
Always.
yeah,
He's
mine
everyone's favorite character in the books.
And then I actually got really overwhelmed. By the time it was 3 or 4 days before shooting. I had read the books. I had been reading the fan comments, which on forums and things about.
Dangerous waters.
Yeah, don't ever
in
do it.
any sense
Well,
ever.
just because I wanted to know like what they had liked about Will's performance, what they wanted more, whatever, and I was trying to understand why the character was so important. And there was that, and then there was feedback from the producers of the show and from the network, from the audition process and whatever else. And at one point, I just had so much feedback that I kind of collapsed. And then I spoke to a friend, and they were like, "You booked the role. Just play the role how you relax. You've done too much."
Yourself out a
Exactly,
little bit. Yeah. Well, that makes sense.
Well, and I will say, obviously Will's performance was brilliant, but so was yours, and that's what made that character so great. Sebastian/Jonathan is my favorite character from the books, and seeing you two bring the different sides of him to life in equally amazing but entirely different ways was a treat for me as a fan of the story, as well as getting to play opposite you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Well, the show also
You were
has-
great too.
Thanks.
And you were also good. But also,
Goes
by the
without
way,
saying.
don't be shy. If y'all have any questions, please, you can start lining up. I will
Dive
talk
in. This
to
is like an
y'all.
intimate setting.
talk
here.
to
I
y'all
feel like we're all
forever.
buddies.
We
I
love
feel
your
like I've met all of
questions.
you guys already.
we've
Yeah,
got a
come on in.
spotlight
Oh,
movie.
Oh man.
oh.
That is
Well done, gentlemen, back there. Very good.
Thank you very
Just
much,
impressed
tech
everybody.
team.
Okay, we
please
have a
ask us
question.
some questions.
There's a question
You want to
coming
answer
on
your
down. I
I'll
question?
can
keep
feel
them
it.
forever if y'all don't ask any questions. But please, they would love to hear from
Do
you.
it.
So don't be
Get out
shy.
Hold on. I asked a bunch of you when you came up to my table to get ready for questions. So
Yeah, I know
there we
that
go. Well
Katie
done.
and,
Round of
Katie and
applause.
Morgan have a
Hey,
question.
What
One's
is
the
your
hardest.
name? Everybody, round of applause for
Round of
Cheyenne.
Cheyenne.
Go, Cheyenne.
Your cosplay is fantastic.
No pressure. This has to be such a good question.
If it's not the best question ever asked.
What is your question, Cheyenne?
Yes, I will try your hot sauce. Let's go.
Whoa.
It's 1,000 scovas. But my question is, out of all of the characters in this show, outside of like who their character is, who would be your parabatai in real life?
Of the show characters?
Yes.
Ooh.
Like,
Like if the
Not
show
in-
characters
like
were
not the
real,
actors.
but
who
no,
would...
I know, but not, like, is this like a fantasy scenario where they're going to be my parabatai, even though
No.
if they don't want to be my parabatai?
Yes.
Consent is sexy.
So we have to pick
High
someone
five
who
to
wants
that.
to be mine.
Because I would say Jace would be a great parabatai, but he's not going to want to be my parabatai.
Oh, that's not
But it
true.
also has to be someone that like you feel
Jace
you
to
would vibe.
you, Luke?
No. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, do you want to be my parabatai?
Yeah. Jace would 100% be your parabatai.
Oh, that's really sweet. I don't have a
100%.
parabatai on the show because, I killed everyone.
For two reasons. The sarcasm and the hair tips.
And the leather
Would
jacket.
I'm
love
like,
you.
no, bro, you comb it this way. It'll give
Yeah.
you more volume.
Oh. Yeah, he would love you.
That would be a dynamic duo, and you would dress so well.
Oh, thank you so
Yeah.
much.
I think I would either say Alec or Simon, just because I think Alec's commitment to what he set out to do, and especially like later seasons of Alec, where he finds that gray area so beautifully. I have a lot of respect for that. And he's tall and I'm short, so I feel like there's balance, you know?
You can get things off
You
top
can reach
shelves.
the tall stuff. You can
Yeah.
get the low stuff.
But I feel like Simon would also be such a good parabatai, because he's that guy when you need a pep talk. He's always there, and he always knows exactly what to say, but maybe that's just Alberto.
That's Alberto.
That's Alberto.
Yeah, okay.
I feel like Simon also is kind of like that.
opportunity.
Magnus can't be a
like,
parabatai, he's a warlock.
Well,
He's a warlock.
yeah, I
Only
mean,
Shadowhunters.
my issue is like I don't think Magnus would, I'm so beneath him. Like, I don't think.
Consent.
I've been around for
Yeah,
eons.
like, I'm good. I don't really need you, little
Yeah,
creature.
yeah. Like Nat.
I think I like Meliorn's kind of jumping out at me.
Yeah. Oh, he'd
Honestly,
be fun.
like I think Meliorn would be like a fun, like
He would be
w-
great.
our show version couldn't tell a lie either, which I also think would be really good for me.
Yeah,
Like, it's
they're
like
fun.
someone would honestly tell me like, no, time to go home.
Was that a bad joke?
Yeah,
And he's
was
like,
that a bad
Yes.
joke? Yes, it was. Yeah, okay, cool. We'll scrub that one out.
can
of
lie
my top 5 of 5.
sometimes.
Yeah.
I also think Meliorn or Magnus, either one matches your sense of like whimsy and mischief so well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Meliorn
Whimsy.
definitely matches my sense of mischief, which that would be. Yeah, I think mine would be. Who would be yours? Yeah.
That's a great question,
Tough, innit?
Cheyenne. We all turned our heads
Tough.
to you at once.
Tough all
Who
of a
would it
sudden when
be?
everyone's looking at you. Everyone thinks that we could do it all easy or whatever.
Mine would be Simon because I think he's loyal to a fault, and regardless of what is going on in his life, he'll be there for you in a second. And I also feel like if my parabatai rune was like activated, he would feel it, and he has that vampire speed. He'll be right there in 10
Shit, she
seconds.
gave a really good answer
really
real
good
quick,
answer.
dude.
That's a really good
Just
answer.
made us.
Really good
Yeah, we should, a round of applause. That's the best
Yeah.
answer given so far.
Cheyenne,
Great
you're a rock
question.
star.
Great answer. First one to go.
Thanks.
Very
Thank
much.
you,
Thank you
Cheyenne.
very much.
Hi, Josh.
Hi,
Hey.
your
How's
cosplay is
it
also
going?
fantastic.
Yes. What was your favorite scene to film?
Luke, do you want to go first? So we can think
Wait.
of something we haven't said a million times before.
I want to find. I'm trying to think if I can answer both of yours.
Oh, let's pick each other's. That's fine.
I know that you could definitely pick mine. I think I can. Oh wait, hang on.
I have two that I always say. 'Cause Dom always says my first one, so I have to use a different one.
The sweating.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe
one
we
more
should
time.
just answer for ourselves.
I was working through syllables to see which one was going to elicit some sort of a reaction, and nothing happened. Okay, my favorite was in Paris. I love Paris as a city. I got to do my favorite thing in the world in one of my favorite cities. There's a moment where we were in this square in Paris, and they had shut the entire square down, and also given us, which never happens, a 5-star hotel literally on set. So we could go in between takes and then just sit in the suite and watch TV. It was
We were just lounging on the bed. It was like 3 a.m. It was great.
glorious. And then we would come
Huddle,
out
huddle.
to shoot these scenes, and I remember Dom was here, Kat was here, and we were doing the scene where you're
It's
like,
where you say you'll never love
yeah,
me.
and you're like,
back.
it's time. It's
You destroy the
like,
sword.
Don't do it. Don't whatever. And I say, you'll never love me. And then
Dramatically
So
in Paris.
dramatic.
and then
Gosh.
the sword dissolves, and I just remember looking around, and I was like, this is incredible.
We
Like
shot
it,
that in Paris?
It was the last thing we shot. It's when it was so cold our tears were
Yeah,
not.
I remember,
Wait, do you not
I
remember-
remember
yeah,
it.
you
I
don't
just don't
remember saying
being
to,
in Paris.
Oh, do you not remember?
Yeah, it was the very
You
last
remember
thing
saying
we
to
shot.
me
We shot
there was
the end of the series in
Yes.
Paris?
Not the end of the series. It was the sequence where you turned to me and you're like, "This is my home."
Yeah, no, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was in Paris.
Oh, that was
320.
halfway through.
Yeah.
320.
Oh,
That
it
was halfway through
320.
It was, our,
320.
it was our finale, and then we got wrapped, and that was like, that's the season
So
finale of Shadowhunters.
310 or 311
and
and
320.
320.
Yes, the block shot it.
Was I there?
And yeah, and you
And
you
actually,
had said
that
to
is
me,
one of my. I don't think
Wait.
it was my favorite scene to film, but it was one of my favorite scenes to watch. Of like, because it's the only moment Jace and Clary look at each other and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna die."
Oh, it's a book line too.
yeah.
Yeah,
Right?
It's your book line.
But there was a fountain.
Look at
Do you remember
that.
there was a huge fountain in the center of
Yeah.
the
I
square?
do
You
remember
had
that
said,
fountain.
this is our last scene of the season. As soon as they call wrap, we are jumping in this fountain.
Did we?
No, it was too cold.
Oh, did I?
You're like, bye everyone, love you all so much.
I was going, y'all jump in this fountain.
was also
I'm gonna
like
go get warm.
5 a.m. and our tears were frozen to our faces.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. The
Well, I was proud of us. We
joys
each
of
got like a
shooting.
single tear by the end of it because we were so tired.
The Hollywood tear, baby. You get that Hollywood
Okay, wait,
tear
what's
out.
your favorite scene?
I know what Dom's gonna say,
You, no,
so
you
I'm
say
gonna
yours.
second.
Yeah, you're not going to say mine.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you changing your answer?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Well, Dom's one, my previous favorite was the Lakeland sequence because we had worked so much to kind of get to that point, and I know we felt really good about what we did on that day, and seeing it back was great. But I think looking back, it was the last scene we shot actually ever for the show, which is Jace and Clary dancing at Malik's wedding. Simply because it was 2 book lines. It's the only time in the book series, in the TV series, that Jace and Clary are telling each other how they feel when one of them's not about to die. And it's a really beautiful moment, but also it was such a life mimics art moment because it was the last thing we were shooting. Clary knows she's about to walk away from Jace and forget everything she's ever known. I was about to walk off the set and maybe never play Clary again. And it was one of those beautifully, and the whole cast was there. Isaiah even came. He was shooting it too at the time, and he came to visit set. Your dad was there.
My dad.
Like we had so many people that were surrounding
My
us.
actual dad.
His
by the
actual
way,
dad,
yeah,
not
one
Alan.
of the 7 faux fathers.
Yeah,
that we had
but
on
I
the show.
mean, but it even makes me a little emotional talking about it now, just because it felt like the warmest hug and the most beautiful but tragic way to say farewell to this story and this world that we'd built together.
Yeah.
I wasn't acting much in that scene. I was just crying.
I discussed this earlier with a couple of people. I think one of my favorite scenes was the parabatai scene. You had to bring Alec back from the brink of, and like it was a lot of fun to film. Not fun. It was very gratifying to film that scene. And Matt does such a good job at playing a dead body.
He just took a nap.
No, actually, it's actually a very hard thing to do. It doesn't seem like it would be, but a dead body, essentially, you're asleep, your eyes are closed, and you can hear someone talking around you, but you're not supposed to hear any of that, and then you just wake up, and then your emotions are supposed to hit you all at once, and doing that effectively is actually quite a tricky thing to do, and he nailed it.
So did you.
And we
Lakeland,
got
by
to have
the
this lovely scene. We got to have this really lovely scene, and then watching it was interesting because it was intercut and spaced with youngest version of us, then like teenager version of us, and then us. And we got to see the development of this story and why these two have this prolific and unending love for each other, which I think especially as like young men is something that we don't really explore as thoroughly maybe as we should in platonic relationships with other men. So for me, it was a really wonderful thing to explore properly and kind of share with other young men that there is this platonic, beautiful relationship that could exist out there, and you're allowed to tell each other that you love each other, and it's not seen as something strange or uncommon. So for me, that was one of course, Lakeland and the ending, the finale. We did all of these incredible scenes, but just for the sake of variety, that was one of my favorites.
It's also one of my favorite scenes because you both really smashed it, and
It
it
was
was
incredible. I
it's-
remember watching that.
Yeah.
I was like preparing for the show, and I was like, "Damn, Dom."
And this is the thing: is
I was
there's
like, "You better act."
when we're on set, it's different, right? We don't have the music and the sound effects
You
and the
also
lights
can't
and the
see each
special
other's
effects. We
faces.
can't see each other's faces. Well, I was standing behind you guys.
Yeah.
But when something is moving on set, on screen it's going to be magic. And that was one of those scenes that was
That's very kind.
incredibly moving, even just standing 10 feet away from you
It's very sweet.
on set.
Thank you very much.
Great question. Thank you.
That was amazing.
Thank you.
Wait, what was yours? Yeah.
Favorite scene?
Your favorite scene to shoot?
No
Get back on the
pressure.
mic, baby.
Tell us.
Favorite scene to watch? There's so many, for sure.
Yeah.
First one that comes to mind.
Simon coming out of the grave for the first time.
Oh, Simon telling his mum.
Yeah.
Bro.
That or the
started.
Lakeland. Not to go off yours, Kat, but the Lakeland,
Lakeland.
you guys, it's acting in that was
It's a good scene.
phenomenal.
A fun tidbit about Lakeland got changed on the day. So I was supposed to get stabbed with the soul sword, which I thought was this like really cool. Thank you so much for your question before you sit down. Thank you very much. I was supposed to get stabbed with the soul sword and like lift it off my feet. And I was like, oh, this is a good way to go. And then we get there on the day and they're like, no, butter knife. I'm like, what do you mean?
It was a pocket knife.
I've been stabbed like a dozen times on this show, and
Yeah.
what puts
Pocket
me
knife.
down is a pocket knife?
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding me? They're like, yeah, this is what's gonna get you. I'm like, all right, what happened to the soul sword? Someone stole it.
Yeah.
Is what actually happened.
To be fair, then I had to kill Valentine with that same pocket knife. So I killed
Circle.
You can read lips. I had to kill Valentine with that pocket knife a few seconds later, and when we originally shot it, I only stabbed him once, and then I went into ADR, which is where we go back and revoice like fight noises and
Jabbity,
lines
jabbity,
and stuff.
jabbity, jabbity,
Yeah,
jab.
and I'm watching it, and if you've seen the show,
not
you know
your-
that I stab
do
him like
actual
4
ones.
times.
Do actual ones. Do actual what you would do in ADR. during a fight? Go.
No, I'm not going to do that.
Do it.
Oh my
I'm
God,
not going to do that.
Do ADR.
Do it.
Do
I'm
ADR.
not
I'll
gonna
do it.
right
I'll
now.
do it if you do
I'm
it.
not doing fight noise ADR.
Hey, no requests, remember?
Yeah, no requests, guys.
Wow.
You're like,
Just kidding.
Way to save the day there. That was
Thank
great.
you, thank
that
you,
was
Itchy.
very good.
Thank you, Itchy. But anyway, I remember watching it. I was like, oh my God, what have you done? I stabbed him like 6 times.
And you
It
cut
makes
his throat,
sense.
don't you?
I slit his throat and then I stab him like 5 times.
yeah, it's
Nice.
brutal.
Get
So
it.
it's just working on my dad issues.
Clock.
Oh goodness.
Oh,
All right, we
yeah.
should move on.
So
Haiti or Morgan?
Hi there.
Morgan.
Morgan, good job.
50-50 chance.
Good job.
Okay, so my question is, of all the productions that you 3 have been in, which is the one that your 10-year-old self would be most proud of?
Shadowhunters. For sure.
10-year-old
The-
self, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be quick because we have limited time and I want to answer everyone's questions. But like the concept of like playing sort of the hero who gets to like fight and get the girl at the end of it is sort of like a guy, like a male actor's dream. You know what I mean? Like it sort of ticks so many boxes, and then getting there and having a team around you who are willing to explore and do interesting dives into the acting part and then also the physicality part of it is kind of it's a bit of a dream come true. It's a bit of a unicorn of a production because it doesn't always happen that way. So Shadowhunters for me because we got very, very lucky with that show.
I'm gonna say the same. Growing up, my favorite Disney princess was Mulan. Because I always was looking for those female characters that fought their own battles and still fell in love at the end and whatever it was, but they were empowered and of themselves. They weren't waiting to be saved, and that was very much Clary for me. And yeah, she made a lot of mistakes along the way, but that also taught me a lot about me at 19, and learning. I got to learn with her. I got to learn to fight with her. I got to feel powerful in a way that, and train my body in a way if there are things that I never thought possible.
Jesus, I'm turning 30 this year.
I know.
It's crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
It's crazy.
I know.
Sorry, time.
Time. Anyway, but Clary, Shadowhunters.
And not to be redundant, but Shadowhunters.
Imagine Luke said something else. Though. I mean, like the biggest.
Well, it's funny
like
because
unpaid
I was
horror
like, when I played a serial killer for Wes Craven, that was a huge moment.
Yeah.
But I was at 10, I hadn't actually seen that. So,
I would be like, who's Wes Craven?
yeah, but I do think that like the concept. I was such a Buffy fan back in the day. So, I mean, back in the
I should
day.
have seen his face when he met the guys today. He came back.
my
my
God.
God.
With his like little photo with like a smile, like a 10-year-old. Like,
was like,
Dom, look what I got. I'm like, I'm so proud of you, buddy.
Yeah.
It's yeah, right. So I think because funnily enough, actually, when I joined the show and I had my first costume fitting, they had talked to me about like, is there any specific things you'd like to bring into the character? And I was like, if he could have a leather trench coat like Spike from Buffy, I feel like that would be really cool.
Your request?
And they kept trying to work it in, and Freeform wanted me to dress really preppy for some reason.
Yeah.
And so they couldn't really work it in, and then when we found out we were getting cancelled, but they were doing the 2.5-hour finale, they surprised me by making a leather trench coat, and they actually made it on set with the, Tish made it, and it was one of the coolest moments. Yeah.
That, I will say, that was one of the best things about the 2-episode finale because we'd had most of the same crew for the entire series. And because we knew this was our last hurrah for this world we'd all built together, everybody from wardrobe to props to the camera operators to everybody on set were like, this is how we want to do this show. And we're going to
Yeah,
we're
we're
going
gonna
to just
have fun.
go for it
Yeah.
because they can't
And
give
everyone
us
gets to do
notes.
what
They
they
can't,
wanna
what are they
do.
going to do? Cancel us? They already did.
Yeah.
So we're just going to send this show out and this world out in the way that we want to. And that's why I think it was our best episodes. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
For your
All right,
question.
we're going to do this.
Oh, yeah, we
We're
have
gonna get
6
these
minutes and
questions.
42
If we don't-
seconds.
If we
40
don't
seconds.
get to your question, though, y'all will be at your booth
We will.
Yeah,
yes.
as well.
yeah.
So if
Yeah,
we don't
absolutely.
get to you, we apologize.
We can do it.
but
I believe
We're-
it.
on a
gonna do
lightning
this.
round it.
Yeah,
we
lightning
can-
round it.
we're
Lightning
gonna
round
keep
it.
the
Austin.
line, and we're gonna
Austin,
lightning round.
give us
No
the
one else
question.
can
What
join.
is it?
All right, we got this.
All right. So you guys have all done a lot of scary stuff in your roles, whether it's Untitled Horror Movie, whether Dom and Ghosts on Hallmark, which was great, by the way. So when you guys are doing those really scary things, your characters are terrified. What do you do to get into that mindset? Especially when it might be something that's like CGI, and you're like, "Here's this ping pong ball. I need to be scared now."
Act.
No, truly.
More elaboration.
No, truly, that's a lot of it. What it is. There's an old quote. I don't remember if is it a Marlon Brando quote?
Don't pretend, act, don't.
No, it's somebody was asking a very famous actor, and I forget who said the quote, but they're like, well, what do I do when I don't actually feel it? And they went, well, you act, my dear boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's literally what you have to do.
You
sometimes.
do. Like, you get that image in your head, and we had it a lot with Shadowhunters, where these things didn't exist in front of us, and you get whatever that thing is in your head. Either you get given, like, a photograph or a drawing, or you just have to imagine whatever it is. It's becoming a lot easier now with different versions of projector screens and whatever, but you put yourself in a place where either you remember where you were the scaredest that you've ever been, or you can connect with your character and they're scared, and you present that.
A lot of it's breath too. Like if you start breathing as though you are, there's a
Don't do it.
physiological
Don't
response.
do it though, because
No.
you'll pass out.
No,
Don't
I know.
do it.
I'm not going to do it. But it does help because when you start breathing, there's a nervous system thing that just does it for you.
I only ever play happy characters, so.
Well, when other people are scared, Luke, it's usually of you.
I know. I use music a lot. I listen
Music's a
to.
good call.
I get. I was talking to someone earlier today about a serial killer role that I played, and I used a love song. Like it was like when I would think about it, it was a Patsy Cline song called "You Belong to Me," and it's like I would travel the River Nile for you. I would do this for you because you belong to me. And it's the sweetest song, but when you listen to it in a different,
Luke, you scare
different
me, but you're
headspace,
brilliant.
but it helps because if you can play in my head the romance of the scene.
Yeah. Bad
Yeah.
guys don't think they're bad guys. That's the key.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Playlists
And
are
you guys
very
all do it
popular.
so well. So
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, we got 4 minutes. Let's
Hi
do this.
there.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. If you could be in a romantic relationship with any of the characters, who would you each choose?
I feel like I
Who doesn't have
feel a little
trauma in
backed
the
into a corner
show?
here by
Just
that question.
one?
Yeah.
I love that.
Did you say just one?
Yeah, I was like,
Come on, boy.
What did you say?
Come on, boy.
oh no, I can't. That's bad.
Yeah, these characters are attached to real
was-
people in their brains
True.
too.
I was
so
gonna
that is
say,
hard
I
to
was gonna
say.
say
It's
Alec
very
and Izzy,
difficult.
and I was like, this.
you
Oh, that's
can't
weird.
do
Yeah, I
that.
can't do that.
Can't do that. That's not allowed.
I'm gonna say for two reasons. One, I don't want to get like burned at the stake. And two, I'm conscious of time. I'm gonna say
Larry.
Clary.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Jace because
Yeah, that's right.
that's the correct answer.
Yeah.
I'm so curious.
Time.
Oh, I'm sorry. Keep going, and I'll come back to it. Go.
They've already said.
We already
okay.
answered, but
Okay.
we're gonna answer the
yes,
next
we
question.
will.
We'll come back.
When it comes to Luke, he'll just shout it out,
There we
and
go.
you'll know.
Don't worry about
and
it.
you'll get it.
For you.
Yeah.
working
Hi
Hi,
there.
I'm Chrissy. So was there any, did you have a hard time maybe filming a scene with an actor that you like maybe loved or, you get really along with, but you weren't supposed to? Because they were like the villain.
Friendly.
Everything we did with
This
Luke.
one.
Yeah.
This one.
Everything we did with Luke. It
Yeah.
was and Will.
And
to
Will.
an
I was gonna
extent
say that as well.
I mean, a lot of my scenes, I had the fight with him at the end, but like I didn't have any like interactions with him where we were really going at each other because most of my interactions with him were with we thought he was Sebastian, right? But with Luke was like with this great photo somewhere. We'd have to repost it where he's in like the Hannibal Lecter suit, but he couldn't get out of those. So we're like, one of us is like under his arms, supporting his arms because they hurt, and the other one's feeding him tea through a straw. And it's like such a counter of what the relationship looked like on screen, but that's what it was. We love Luke.
For the sake of variety, because I agree with all of that for Luke and Will, I had a scene with Matt at the beginning of season 2 where he was like just coming at me and just ripping Clary to shreds. And I remember because like these guys are my big brothers, they're my safe space, they're my safety net, and have been for so long. And I had to tell Matt, I had to be like, be mean, come at me, because I want you to hurt me, because I need to feel that from you. And like let's go, like turn it up to 11. And he did, and it was great. And it was actually difficult to turn that off though.
Yeah.
And I literally had a hard time with everyone because I love everyone.
You love us.
Yeah, everyone's the best.
Love everyone, but character had to murder them.
Great question. Thank you.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
that's a good
so much.
question.
Started with Cheyenne, ended with
Hey,
Cheyenne.
Cheyenne, bring us
All
home,
right,
baby.
Cheyenne, what do we got here?
Also, I have a prepared answer for myself if I get called out again.
Great.
Smart. You
Good
are
job.
going- you're going
You've
to-
learned.
But what scene would you change the ending of?
The
I'd probably, I'd keep the I'd
I'd change the
finale
ending of the
scene.
finale.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
way did she lose her
change the
memory.
end of finale to be continued.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
just-
in
yeah.
6 months, you know.
Jace, I never forgot. I've been pretending.
The end of
for
my
you.
scene where Clary hugs me and she's like crying and she lays me
sorry.
down and I go brunette again.
I kill you with a
It's the
hug.
worst thing. Then all of a sudden you go.
Oh yeah, he survives. Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
great one.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
That's good.
solid one.
Well, I thought that would be, if we were going to continue, that would be a great thing. Like your eyes just open after I walk away.
Yeah.
You know.
Honestly,
and
how it's going to
Here's what's
start.
fun about these
First
shows.
episode.
Yeah, hey, listen, let's put it
don't,
out there.
Don't,
No,
but manifest that.
So many things have happened. I've talked to people who have done shows that were paused for like 10 years.
Yeah.
And
And
it's
we
the power of
Buffy's
social
coming
media
back.
Like,
is
yeah.
crazy.
It can
And this
happen.
is the thing is we would, I know we
Get
would
on
come
your
back.
phone.
Dive on
we
it.
would,
I-
we would
we would
be
dive
there
on it
any,
in a
like in a
heartbeat.
heartbeat, in less than a heartbeat.
I'm busy, but
I
I'll
was about to
think
say,
about it.
Luke is booked.
I killed you, baby. No, I'm kidding.
I'm coming back.
He never really dies in supernatural
That was
shows.
right. That's what I was gonna say. Is like a supernatural show, you kind of can rewrite.
Yeah.
Whatever. Like Alan died like 6 times. Like you know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
kept coming back. The only person we killed and stayed dead was your mum for some reason.
Yeah.
I mean, we know what the. we know what.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, because they said if they had a parent.
what's
it
your
would be-
answer?
Oh, what's your
Oh,
answer?
yeah.
Quick, we're getting flashing zero.
Oh,
It's like
don't
the Oscars.
worry. It's okay.
They're gonna
It's
play the
okay.
music for us.
Don't worry.
So when Clary's in prison and she's talking to the one warlock,
Iris
and
Rouse.
they're like, you know, I can't do what she wants me to do. I can't bring Valentine back. And like Clary goes up there. I wanted her to get the like sword of, and like instead of turning into flames, like let the angels decide. I wanted her to get stabbed. No offense. But then she didn't burn to flames.
Iris Rouse or Clary?
Clary.
Clary, I didn't want you to get burned. I wanted
thank
them
you.
to be like the angels were like saying like Clary deserves like justice and redemption. Like she did not do what the things that you are accusing of her for.
Thank you.
That's really cool.
That's a really good
cool
answer.
idea.
And you need to be a writer.
Yeah, you should be. That's awesome.
Yes.
Thank you so much for your
Thanks,
question.
y'all.
You started it off and closed it. One
My
more
answer
round
is
of
Sebastian
applause.
Valak.
Yes, there we go. Sebastian. I know y'all live in the world of NDAs, so I understand if you have nothing that you can tell me, but do you have anything to tell the people to keep an eye out for coming up in your personal life? I know that you just had a movie release on Prime, Luke.
You have a book.
You did. I watched it. Go watch it.
Don't know. That's a
I enjoyed
very
it.
aggressive movie. I have a book out called In Scientia. And it's a young adult novel, so if anyone
Awesome.
likes reading, that's what.
I have a couple things. I have a horror movie called Coyotes with Justin Long and Kate Bosworth that's coming out. It's going to be in theaters October 3rd. It's very exciting. I have a...
I've seen it. It's really good.
You've seen it?
I've seen your scene.
You've seen my scene? I haven't seen my scene.
It's really, 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 really good.
Okay, good. Thank you. I have a movie called Montana Mavericks that's coming out on CW in a little bit. And I've got a action-adventure treasure hunting movie called The Queen's Jewels that will be out soon at some point, but they haven't told me the details yet.
Yeah, why not? We have a movie coming out called The Littles, which is a high concept horror about these little monsters that live in your house. It's just about people having kids. No. It's about these little creatures that live in your house and they're little sort of psychos. And it was we did it with a couple of friends. It's absolutely amazing. And the animator, the Littles, the creatures are stop motion. They were done by a guy called Andrew Scott, who did Nightmare Before Christmas, which is really special. So keep an eye out for that. It's very exciting. Before we go, can we also give a big round of applause to Witchy?
Wow, thank
What do you have
Zach.
coming out, Witchy?
You know, I do like 30 cons a year, so another
sleep.
con.
Sleep is what you, yeah.
One more round of applause, everyone, for Dominic, Sherwood, Katherine McNamara, and Luke Baines. We're going to take a stage selfie, if y'all don't mind. Do you mind? So please stand up, come close to the stage, not on the stage, but close to the stage, and we're going to all take a picture together.